Mark, 3 minutes until airtime for this live show broadcast. Your next time cue will come with 2 minutes until airtime on the Rice Sports Network. Stations, if you encounter any technical issues related to this live show broadcast, please call our trouble hotline at 336-464-1806. Mark, 2 minutes until airtime for this live show broadcast. Your next time cue will come with 1 minute until airtime on the Rice Sports Network. Stations, we're coming up on 1 minute until airtime. 1 minute in 5, 4, 3, 2, Mark. 1 minute stations, 1 minute until airtime for this live show broadcast. Studios, when you hear, please start your archive recording. Coming up on 30 seconds until airtime on my mark. Mark, 30 seconds. Your next and final time cue will be with 15 seconds until airtime. Coming up on 15 seconds until airtime. Mark, 15 seconds stations. Have fun.
The following is a Learfield presentation of the Rice Sports Network. On the Rice Sports Network from Learfield, live from Valencia's Tex-Mex garage. Welcome to the Scott Pera Show. In the next hour, Scott Pera will break down the previous week and look ahead to what's next for the Owls on the hardwood. The Scott Pera Show is sponsored by IBEW Local Union 716, where passion plus skill locks arms with value. Now to lead things off along with the coach, here's the voice of the Owls, J.P. Heath.
Yes, welcome back here, the Scott Pera Show at Valencia's Tex-Mex garage, 3800 Southwest Freeway. Just take that Wesleyan exit to get here. Appreciate you joining us. How about that week for some Rice Owls basketball? 3-1, I guess, the last 2 weeks since we were last live here in this airspace. You can catch us tonight. We're on the Owls Facebook and YouTube pages. Hi, how are we doing? There's our video, folks. Thumbs up from Coach. Hear from him in just seconds. But on the show here today, we have a couple segments with Rice basketball head coach Scott Pera. Then we have the one and the only, the second leading scorer inside Conference USA. I told him before the show, hey, I missed last year's show, so we've got a lot of making up to do as if he doesn't talk to me all the time. But Quincy Oliveri with us. He's hiding out, pretending like we're not talking about him. There you go. And we have Owls freshman that started every game this year, the one and the only Makai Mason. We good, Makai? We good? All right, he's ready. We've done plenty of these. He is ready. We have assistant coach Greg Howell also on the show. He'll tell us some old Coach Pera stories, right? Way back in the day.
I may have to cut him off.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's difficult when he's sitting right next to you, staring at you. That's that. Hey, leave the dirty work to me. And then we'll preview the Charlotte 49ers and the UAB Blazers coming up. 2 13-7 records, 2 4-5 inside league play, but they are both very tough teams. Rice taking on Charlotte at 7. That's the Coaches versus Cancer game Thursday at Tudor Fieldhouse, and then Blue and Gray hosting UAB Saturday at 2 o'clock. That's that whiteout game. Both of those are on ESPN Plus, and I'll have the audio side of things on the Rice House Game Day app, the Varsity Network app, and ricehouse.com, just like this presentation tonight. Now we talk some Rice House basketball with head coach of our Owls, Scott Pera. Coach.
JP, just another boring couple games for the Rice House, right?
Yeah. A lot of time to make up for, but there was 4 games. I didn't know how we could break it up, but usually when things like this happen, you start with the former and just go backwards. How about the most recent news that we see just a couple hours ago? Max Fiedler named Conference USA Player of the Week, and as you've told me many times, hey, these things happen when we win. So how about Max getting that much deserved honor after the second triple-double in school history and the win against North Texas on Saturday?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, look, it's great for the program. You know, any individual award is just great for our program, and it also means if you're getting individual awards that your team is winning games. And our guys, you know, they kind of know that I can kind of ask the huddle, you know, or the team when we announce these things, why do you get it? And they all can kind of in unison say because we won. But it's true, you know, and I'm really happy for Max to do. He's flirted, right? He's flirted with this triple-double now multiple times, maybe a 12-9-8 or a 12-10-7 And when I heard the numbers after the game against UTSA, I knew he had a great game, but I had no idea he had put up those kind of numbers. And it's a game he'll never forget because we did win the game, and his contributions helped to do that. So it was. I'm really happy for him.
Let's talk first breaking down that win against North Texas, 72-60 on Saturday. And just the way you did it, you only attempted 7 threes, but you really played North Texas style and won and scored the most points against them since they lost to Villanova a couple years in the NCAA tournament. So as you've had a couple days to kind of think back, what were you most proud of that W?
That our kids could win that way. We talked about it. We talked about, you know, why they've been so good for so long, the style play that they're going to want to have versus the style play we're going to want to have. And our thing was just to kind of play our game, right? And, you know, when it came down, they were taking away Quincy and Travis shooting threes. Northwestern State tried that. And we had a great offensive game that night because of the patience that Travis and Quincy showed. Same thing with North Texas. They were taking those things away. So what we did was adjusted and made sure we were getting a lot of drives to the basket, back cuts to the basket. And I was just really proud of our maturity. And then kind of, you know, winning and beating them in their own game in some ways because we were the ones who kind of closed the game out. And they've been such great closers over the years that to see our guys close it out that way was sure fun, especially on the road.
Back-to-back games you win when trailing at the half in different ways and with different margins. But what's it say about the character of this team? They continue to win and not panic. It speaks to the veteran leadership they have when they might get down by a few buckets at the half.
Yeah, look, we're 19 games into this. We've seen a lot of different things. Big leads, big deficits. They never panic. They believe that they can, if they continue to play the right way, play what makes us successful, that we're going to get the right shots. We have a bunch of talented guys, and if we keep getting them, they're going to make them. And so we just stay with it. But defensively, we were better too. I mean, they got up to a 13-2 start, and then it was only 31-28 at the half. Mm-hmm. So the last 16 minutes of that half, I thought our guys really defended well, and then the second half we defended terrific. And so that shows the maturity of this group, the character of this group, and the togetherness of this group. The things they were saying in the huddle, led by Quincy and Max and Trav, was we're going to win. We just got to stay with it and not panic, and they didn't.
You're now 12-1 when you lead with that 5-minute mark. What's it say about the closing ability of this team where you kind of strangled them a bit going down the home stretch?
Well, it's something we take great pride in. I'm mad we're not 13-0. So, no, it is. It's something we take great pride in, handling the end of games, handling situations, never panicking. I always talk to Cam. He's kind of our late game inbounder about being the calmest guy in the building. especially if we have timeouts, and to play smart and make sure we try and get the ball to, Quincy or Trav, because they're such great free throw shooters. And so, that's something really important to us, and it's an important stat, and I hope it's one that continues.
How about an interesting dynamic in that North Texas win where they tried to take Travis out of the game, but he was really dead set on getting to the line. He scores 12 points without a field goal. So at some point, North Texas executed the game plan, but Travis, just Mr. Aggressive lately, got to the line and made his free throws.
Well, it also says a lot about our team and about Trav. I mean, look, there's nights teams are going to work very hard to take Quincy away or work very hard to take Trav away. But we have so many other weapons. One of them, this young guy that's sitting over here tonight, Makai. We had Cam on last week. Siri is coming along off the bench as well to help us, and Elam has as well. And we have other weapons, and Trav trusted that. And for him to only take 4 shots shows his maturity. And but he got 5 assists. And if you foul Travis, you're going to pay. I mean, he's a terrific foul shooter, and he was aggressive doing that.
So how about the win against UTSA? You 88-81 in overtime. Was it 5 or 6 points with a minute left in regulation? Just kind of break it down that what you can remember now about how you came back in that game and really your 3 big guns, the 3 senior leaders, the 3 older leaders that we talked about really came through in the stretch for you.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, look, I kind of said after the game, I'm not sure what just happened, right? There was a lot of things going on for us to come back. And again, one of them was when you're behind by that much is not trying to get it all back in one possession. And this group has learned that. Matter of fact, you hear Quincy say it in the huddle, you hear Max say it in the huddle, just get the right shot, get a good shot, get a good shot. And so next thing you know, it's 16 with 8 minutes, and now it's 8 with under 3. And then it gets a little more difficult for them because they feel slipping away, right? And then it was 6 with 57 seconds, and Travis hit that huge 3 to cut it to 3. They missed the front end. Makai made a great basket to cut it to 1. Cam and Makai had a great trap with Cam diving on the ball to get us the ball back. I mean, a lot of things, had to happen and went our way, and then in overtime, we took over, and once we got the lead in overtime, I could sense that we really smelled blood in the water there and took it and got out of there with a win.
All right, stay tuned. We're just getting started. More with Coach Pera coming up in a bit. We'll have another good, interesting nugget about Max's triple-double that I wasn't aware of until after the game. We'll discuss that, and we'll get into our guest tonight, too. Stay tuned here at Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage. More of the Scott Pera Show live from Learfield.
DoubleTree by Hilton Houston Medical Center Hotel and Suites is the preferred hotel for anybody visiting the medical center, the museum district, or Rice University. We offer the largest suites in the medical center, complete with full kitchens, and our full-service restaurant and outdoor pool will make your stay complete. We look forward to having you experience the DoubleTree by Hilton Houston Medical Center Hotel and Suites soon. And if you need a group rate or 10 or more rooms, don't forget to call 713-528-7744. That's 713-528-7744.
The lights, the sounds, the cameras, the electricity. If you can feel it, hear it, see it, chances are an IBEW electrician built it. The members of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 716 built the things that make Rice University and Houston great, and we want you to join us. Excellent training, fantastic benefits in retirement, and 0 student loan debt. Build a better career. To find out more, visit IBEW716.net.
Houston, we have a cocktail. All Hands Canned Cocktails are made with 6 times distilled craft vodka at a 10% ABV to ensure you never have to sacrifice the quality of your provisions. Now available in 6 natural flavors, including raspberry lemonade, ruby red grapefruit, cherry limeade, cranberry and vodka soda, and vodka tonic classic. Follow the adventure on Instagram at @DrinkAllHands and try these bar-strength cocktails for yourself for the next game. All Hands, damn fine cocktails. Proud sponsor of Rice Athletics.
Owls fans, you may not think of yourself as an athlete, but everyday life is full of athletic feats. You bend, you reach, you lift, you twist until back, neck, or shoulder pain hits, which brings you to a stop. So whether you're an athlete or not, the Joint Chiropractic can help ease your pain and keep you on the active list. Visit any of our 40-plus Houston area locations or thejoint.com today to get your first consultation, exam, and adjustment for just $29. The Joint Chiropractic, the official chiropractor of Rice University Athletics.
You've been listening to The Scott Pera Show. Now let's rejoin JP Heath.
Yes, we're back at Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage every Monday night, the rest of the season here, the Scott Pera Show. You can catch it live, ricehouse.com, Varsity Network app, Rice House Game Day app. We're also streaming live. Mama gave her a thumbs up, so we are.
All is good in the world, JP. I'm glad my mom found the video.
There you go. Now let's get you. Dual roles here, Coach. Multi-talented up here on the high table.
Maybe by week 3, I'll tell my dad about it.
Okay, get the memo. He'll figure it out one way or another.
I don't know.
So it's worth talking about again. But the last segment we let off with the news. Max Fiedler was named the Conference USA Player of the Week, but he gets the triple-double. And I forget who tweeted it. I know you quote tweeted it. I saw it in there. But Max. The first player in the last 10 years, this is all of college basketball, with a 20-point triple-double on 85% shooting, and kind of a combo question. He's now number 1 still in the nation in field goal percentages. What does that number tell you about Max's game? And just getting a triple-double is not an easy thing to do, boss.
No, it's extremely hard, especially as a center in college basketball. I mean, it's difficult, but he's got, Max is a terrific passer, and he's got terrific scorers around him. And these guys have played a lot of basketball together. That's the other thing you have to remember. Quincy, Max, Travis, and Cam have played so they know each other. And Micaiah has really done a great job of becoming a really good cutter and learning where to pick his spots from Max as well, too. So that's been fun to watch him grow into that role and pick his spots as well, something you can talk about a weekend when he comes up here with us.
So this next topic, the next few questions, we could have filled half a show with, or a whole show, knowing as much as we can talk, Coach. But you get the buzzer-beating win against UTEP. I guess that was 9 days ago now. You win it 83-82. Travis hits the floater. Sure, went all over social media, viral, if you will. How big was that, the way you got it? But Travis hitting a shot, and his second buzzer beater of sorts at La Tech, but it didn't turn out to win. But that shot, if it doesn't go in, you lose. It goes in, and you win to kind of continue this good trend that you later added on to the couple games after that.
Yeah, obviously it was a huge shot for a lot of reasons. UTEP made a great comeback, and we did not handle the end of that game very well. And we had a couple turnovers, gave them an opportunity. Hardy hit some big free throws to give them the lead. And then again, our guys didn't panic. We called timeout in between the two free throws, told them what we wanted to do, make or miss. He made it. Cam got it into Trav, going full speed. I told Trav 6 seconds, a long time. And if Quincy had it, the same thing, either one of them, we trust them both in that situation. And Max kind of set a high flat ball screen that created a little separation between Travis's defender and him. And then Travis, if you watch the replay, made a little hesitation, which the defender kind of bit on a little bit too to create a little extra space. And he basically got a tough running 8-footer that he shot and made before, but under those circumstances, those were high stakes. And he put it through the middle, and that was pure joy. And it was only happened so many times in a season, let alone a career, and it was just a lot of fun to see the players' reaction, our fans' reaction, our students' reaction. The whole thing was just a great win for the program.
Yeah, that was you'd be stealing off my notes if I had it written down, but I didn't. So our chemistry is midseason form. But I was going to ask you just the reaction after. Your reaction, the guys mobbing Bobby Tudor over there right by me when the play kind of drifted that way. How about all that and just the buzz of it, if that's the right term?
Yeah, when it goes in, it's just like, it's just pure joy. And obviously you want to, celebrate a little bit. Then it kind of hit me if you watch the replay, like, okay, I got to go shake Coach Golding's hand, and I don't want to be, poor sport about that. You want to celebrate, but you want to shake his hand. And so I run across real quick to make sure I greet him. But then, of course, it got confusing because the rest were still checking the clock. So we shook hands, and they're still doing the clock, and our fans are going nuts, and we were celebrating. So it was just kind of chaotic. But Travis did the Lambo leap there into the student section, and that was a cool memory for him and the players. And Quincy went in the student section with him. It was just a great picture that we have of them doing that I'll never forget.
Isn't that why you do this for moments like that?
Yeah, there's no question. And, and I tell these guys all the time, there's no guarantees you're going to get those moments. And, like, the best we can, we like to try and avoid those moments to try and put teams away and handle it better. But, yes, it was a memory. It was one we'll never forget. And, you or Tim or somebody told me after the game it was his 1,500th career point on that basket. I mean, the irony of that is pretty cool as well. So great win. We needed it. UTEP is tough. And, boy, I was really got a score in there going into that road trip.
Another combo sandwich question, which you love, I'm sure. You had the Middle Tennessee game, which was another really close one that just seems like weeks ago now. But that was among this string of 7 straight games to start conference that either went to overtime or were decided by a possession or coming down to a possession in the final minute. What do you make, including that Middle Tennessee game, how every stinking game, Coach, stinking in a good term here, not a pejorative, but how every game is coming down to the wire. The Cardiac Owls, we got to get some kind of nickname if there's not one already.
Yeah, and we got to continue to find a way to win them because there's going to be more. This league is very balanced, and there's a lot of good teams. It's, my 9 years at Rice and in Conference USA, this is the best the league has been. And if you look at the net rankings comparing the leagues, you see we're ahead of the Atlantic 10, just behind the AAC, which is obviously a tremendous league where we're going next year. So it is incredibly deep and talented. There are so many close games. We talk about on the bus. Coach Howe can talk about this, Greg, when he gets up here. All the overtime games, buzzer-beating games. It's just been incredible, and we're only halfway through this thing. So, we're going to try and avoid some of these close ones. But we're going to do the best we can.
All right, what is a off weekend? I say in quotes for those not watching on the video stream. Like sit around, watch some football. Obviously, pick your choice. Every game essentially is web streamed or telecast now. What's the Pera family and Coach Pera do on a weekend that's off, so to speak?
Yeah, so it was a weekend where we saw this in advance, and so my wife got invited to go to Colorado on a little girls getaway, and so I told her it's a perfect time to do it. I'll be home, the kids will be off, our players will be off Friday. I'll be able to get home and run the girls around, and Saturday and Sunday's off as well. So it was great. I mean, I got to watch my daughter play volleyball Saturday after practice. I got to have some friends over on Saturday night. One of them actually is a Rice grad here tonight, Robert Foy, enjoying the show. So that was fun. And then yesterday I got to watch a lot of football and think about Charlotte. And so your mind, I've learned as I've gotten older and the longer I've done this, and I tell the assistants all the time, I tell Coach Rhodes this all the time, and Coach Edmonds here at Rice, enjoy the wins. They're hard. It's hard, and enjoy them. If you don't enjoy them, then you're missing out on why you do it. So I certainly enjoyed the win, and then my mind started really turning to Charlotte on Sunday, and obviously plowing through it hard today, and the guys were really sharp in practice. So we're excited to be back in front of Tudor. We certainly hope, and whatever we can do to keep getting those students out there. What a great benefit it was on those games last week to have them there for the buzzer beater, have them there for the Middle Tennessee game, and hopefully that'll really springboard a great crowds here for these last 7 home games. It's critical to our success.
Just another Captain Obvious question, but just that buzz, it's palpable. You can feel that in the air, can't you?
Yeah, look, I've been, one of the things you got to be good at in the seat is, in trying to talk to your guys, because, we worked very hard to build a winning program. So when you're winning, you can't be surprised, and you got to keep your head down and realize that it gets that much harder when you do. And so we understand that all that matters is Thursday night. You got to turn out the noise when you're doing bad, and you got to turn out the noise when you're doing good. And it's harder sometimes when you're doing well. And I've been able to do that pretty good over the years. Hopefully that's the message I get across to my team, and they're able to do it. They seem to be excited and can't wait for Thursday, but I know Charlotte's tough.
Winning is fun, Coach.
It beats losing, JP, that's for sure.
Amen to that. Coach will stay up here. We'll have Quincy Oliveri coming up to the podium next. Stay with us back at Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage. More of the Scott Pera Show live from Learfield.
Come experience the Scott Pera Show live at Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage every Monday at 7 o'clock at the new Greenway location. Enjoy made-from-scratch recipes, diet margaritas, and weekend brunch featuring penny mimosas. Come by for happy hour Monday through Friday, and be sure to sign up for Valencia's Rewards to earn $5 for every $50 spent. Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage, from the original family behind Cyclone and Aya's, and home of the Scott Pera Show.
The lights, the sounds, the cameras, the electricity. If you can feel it, hear it, see it, chances are an IBEW electrician built it. The members of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 716 built the things that make Rice University and Houston great. When your next construction project needs to be on time and on budget, hire the electricians that light up Rice University. Learn more at ibew716.net.
DoubleTree by Hilton Houston Medical Center Hotel and Suites is the preferred hotel for anybody visiting the medical center, the museum district, or Rice University. We offer the largest suites in the medical center, complete with full kitchens, and our full-service restaurant and outdoor pool will make your stay complete. We look forward to having you experience the DoubleTree by Hilton Houston Medical Center Hotel and Suites soon. And if you need a group rate or 10 or more rooms, don't forget to call 713-528-7744. That's 713-528-7744.
Houston, we have a cocktail. All Hands Canned Cocktails are made with 6 times distilled craft vodka at a sturdy 10% ABV to ensure you never have to sacrifice the quality of your provisions. Now available in 6 natural flavors, including raspberry lemonade, ruby red grapefruit, cherry limeade, cranberry and vodka soda, and vodka tonic classic. Follow the adventure on Instagram at @DrinkAllHands and try these bar-strength cocktails for yourself for the next game. All Hands, Damn Fine Cocktails, proud sponsor of Rice Athletics.
Howdy Homemade Ice Cream is here. Howdy is an ice cream shop in Katy, Texas that makes ice cream in-house and has a unique mission to employ individuals that are differently abled. Stop by and enjoy some ice cream. With every scoop you buy, you help support employment for special needs. Coming to Rice Athletics venues in the fall.
You've been listening to the Scott Pera Show. Now let's rejoin JP Heath.
Yes, welcome back to the Scott Pera Show here at Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage. Shame on me. I did not even tell you what I had. I had these nice, thick steak quesadillas, pre-game in it, Coach. And we've got...
So you ate before tonight. Last time you took it home.
Well, we had the title game.
So you couldn't eat?
I had to have some grub while I was watching the game.
Got
So
it.
tonight I just I left a little buffer, but had some quesadillas, and it is some great grub. Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage serving made from scratch recipes, jumbo margaritas, and weekend brunch featuring penny mimosas. Come early for the best happy hour in town, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Located on the Southwest Freeway, that Wesleyan exit. You can't miss us. Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage, home here at the Scott Pera Show. Joined now by a young man that needs no introduction, but will do it anyway, is the one and the only Quincy Oliveri of our Rice House. Q. Bring out the crowd, young man.
Hey, I try.
Come out. Appreciate you. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Tired. My coach, he did a good job of practicing us today and working us out today. So
He told me halfway through practice if we could cut it early because he had a previous engagement tonight. He asked me to have no practice.
Does that work?
no, but I still made it to my engagement.
So you got to shoot your shot, right?
I tried.
You always got to shoot your shot. Tell us, you this season, obviously it's no surprise you're doing well because you've done well in the past, but second leading scorer, just how have you taken in? You had a 30-point game, a few 30-point games recently, and a lot of damage in that second half at North Texas. Just kind of what you've thought recently. I know we've talked a lot in the past on the game broadcast, post-game and whatnot, but just this recent stretch for you and how the team is doing well, most importantly. But what have you thought about things recently?
I mean, Coach P sat me down after Middle Tennessee game. Tough conversation. I think it might have been 35, 40 minutes of him just telling me what I needed to hear. And, I mean, almost just flipped the switch, I guess. I try my best to apply what he told me in that meeting. Before every game, he shows me this picture on his phone of what he wrote on the board. And I put my headphones back in, I lock in, I basically shake my head and say, I got you. And then outside of that is just the Lord, Coach P coaching me and me being coachable the best way I can. And God blessing me. That's really it.
It's a credit to him, because I've had this conversation with other people. I have people I bounce things off of, and when friends of mine pay attention very closely, and they know what he's done recently and what he did, in the non-conference too. And, I say it to them all the time, and I'll say it in front of him here. Not everybody, just because you tell somebody something doesn't mean they're able to go out and do it or are willing to do it. But he's a really smart kid, and he's a really smart player. And I like I told him when the meeting started, I'm not questioning how badly you want to win or how hard you're trying. So don't ever think I'm questioning that. I know how hard you want. But let's look at why this is happening, a couple of the struggles that he had, and let's try and fix it. And he fixed it. All I do was make suggestions to him, show him why he had been successful earlier. And since then, these last 3 games, I mean, he's been incredible. And, he's letting the game come to him. He's shown incredible patience. He's taken what the defense gives him, and he's a talented player. So we're hoping, and I know counting on him to play this way the rest of the way, because not only does it make him better, it makes us better, and then look at the wins because of it. So credit to him.
So you guys, since we last had this show, you guys have been playing really well the whole season. What do you think, and Max and Cam spoke to this last week, what do you think there was about the early, obviously the Middle Tennessee game was a big boost. They talked about the meeting, the close loss at Texas figured in there, but you guys haven't lost at the road since then. So you're shaking your head as I ask you this long-winded question, but just what's been the big turnaround and difference this season from a team concept?
Let me stop you there. I'm only shaking my head because you brought up Texas. That's a tough one to move past. I'm not over that one yet, but anytime someone brings that up, it's kind of tough for me to shake that one off. But definitely, just we're connected. It's a group of guys that I love to play with. I love them off the court, and I don't even know how to describe it except we're connected. I mean, it was almost like we had that meeting, and it wasn't like a point fingers meeting. It was just understanding everyone's point of view, and then coming to one common goal of like, okay, I hear you are talking about this, and this is your frustration. Here's what I would do to help you. Here's what Travis said he wants or that he thinks, and this is what Max will said that this is what he'll do to help him. And we all just came together. Jake offered things, Reed, Ben offered things, and we just walked away and said, we got 3 games at home. We can go 3-0. And it started with that Friday game against Georgia Southern. Then we played Western Michigan. Then we had that one day off and played HCU, which
that was a comeback for the ages too.
That was an interesting one. And, from there we were just like, we can do this. And ever since then, Max has stepped up. I mean, I've known him for 4 years, I think 5 years, because I knew him before I came after we committed. Like, this is the most he's ever spoke. And I think that's the biggest
to me
difference.
too, by the way.
It's the most he's ever spoke. He's very outgoing. Freshman year Max was, obviously he was just trying to find a way. But I was trying to find my way, but I was obviously outgoing. Max was, if he spoke, it was like, oh, Max, you would be surprised. But he leads, and when he tells me something, I immediately just go, I get it. I hear you. Like, thank you for telling me that, and thank you for pointing that out to me, because I know how bad he wants to win. I know what he sees, and I know how smart he is, and I respect him as a player and as a person. So I think that's the biggest thing is connected. We're connected.
Yeah, and to these kids' credit, they all know it comes from the right place.
Right.
And that, as a coach, to listen to him say that, because I think that's the word I've used a lot. Why are we doing it? We're connected. And he's right. Like, how do you describe that? Well, I think you did a really good job. You have each other's backs. You don't take things personally when somebody corrects you. You look up to the leaders, like I'm sure Makai will speak on, because these guys have been just tremendous for him. And so, yeah, it's just really, really great to hear him say those things. And they're a really fun group to coach. It's like there's times if you watch closely or you're watching on TV and people ask me, why is Quincy sitting in your chair? Well, I always go out and talk with Coach Pennell about the offense, and Greg and Van are talking the defense. And so my chair is usually open. And if it's a heated battle, it's a tight game, and there's something going on that he sees, and he'll get that chair and he'll deliver the message and I trust him to deliver the right message, or I wouldn't let him do it, right? And we've been together a long time. And that's as much fun as you said watching Travis make a buzzer beater. Well, that is as much fun for me to see somebody grow and mature, and Max talking and Quincy's leadership. And so that stuff is as rewarding as anything. And it's been great. My question for you is, look like you're getting old now. Like,
Hey, don't be throwing out there like that.
No, think back, Quincy. Like, you got a freshman sitting over there, right? Think back to freshman Quincy, and here we are, 4 years later, and like, what's the evolution and how fast does it go? And, just talk about freshman Quincy versus senior Quincy.
Oh, well, I think the biggest thing of freshman year Quincy was confidence never changed. Freshman year Quincy came in thinking I could change the program first day of practice. First game, I was very wide-eyed to find myself not playing as much, but I learned a lot, being next to Trey and asking and talking with Trey. But I think the biggest thing I learned was defense is the most important thing in college basketball. And if you focus on defense, everything else will take care of itself. Defense and energy and communication in practice and having the right mindset, because everything else will take care of itself. You recruited to play Division I basketball because you can score, you can play basketball, but how well can you be about someone else? And I think that kind of took me a minute to recognize, because I immediately thought I could come in here and just take over the program, lead the conference, be player of the year, be out in like 1-2 years, and like
It's hard.
But I think just making sure that you have the right mindset of wanting to learn and wanting to be open to any new advice, because this is not something that some people can, but this is something that's going to take some time to pick up.
Yeah. No, and that's his freshman adjustment. Like I kind of talk about, this is kind of my Quincy analogy sometimes. As a freshman, he was kind of the catch and shoot corner shooter. As a sophomore, he ran around 800 miles an hour and made all conference, averaged 16 a game. As a junior, he was developing into a very good player, had the unfortunate incident, and now he's a basketball player. It's just been a great evolution. Now he's as locked in defensively as anybody. He rebounds for a guard as well as anybody in the league. So he takes all those things seriously now as a freshman. I'm not sure he knew what they were. And
or you got to tell him about the behind the back over the shot clock jump shot.
This is a good story. So we're preseason practice, right? Freshman year.
Preseason, yeah, it's preseason.
So preseason practice freshman year, and we're playing live. And he comes down. He takes a spinning fadeaway, fall-away shot from behind the backboard.
Larry Bird style.
Yeah, that basically hit the top or side of the backboard.
Oh, not Larry Bird style.
Wasn't received well by his head coach. And that was
he looked at me and he said some choice words. And
my mom's listening.
He asked me, why did I shoot that? And I looked at him in the eye and said, because I thought I could make it. Why else would I shoot it? I thought I could make it. I missed it. What you want me to do?
You've said that a few times since then.
Yeah, well, we disagreed whether we thought he could make it or not. Let's just say that. And so it was just a good learning moment for him. And it's a story we tell and we laugh about all the time. And so now it's like the same way now. Like I asked him when we had that meeting 3 games ago, hey, just please play like you practice. If you do that, right, then you're going to be the same player. Everybody knows what they're getting every night, and you don't need to press and put all this pressure on yourself. Just go out and be Quincy. And, because Quincy's good enough, and you can see what he does when he plays that way.
Maybe we'll get you back here later this season, Quincy, because one segment is not enough for your vocal stylings. Okay.
He wondered why it's not the Quincy Oliveira show. That's
one day. You didn't hear that from me. I didn't say that.
I appreciate you coming on, man.
Yes,
Thank you, Q. Fun calling your games, and a lot more wins coming.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Quincy Oliveira of R. Rice Owls. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we go from senior Quincy to a freshman Makai Mason coming up next year. Back at Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage. More of the Scott Pera Show live from Learfield.
DoubleTree by Hilton Houston Medical Center Hotel and Suites is the preferred hotel for anybody visiting the medical center, the museum district, or Rice University. We offer the largest suites in the medical center, complete with full kitchens, and our full-service restaurant and outdoor pool will make your stay complete. We look forward to having you experience the DoubleTree by Hilton Houston Medical Center Hotel and Suites soon. And if you do a group rate or 10 or more rooms, don't forget to call 713-528-7744. That's 713-528-7744.
Owls fans, you may not think of yourself as an athlete, but everyday life is full of athletic feats. You bend, you reach, you lift, you twist until back, neck, or shoulder pain hits, which brings you to a stop. So whether you're an athlete or not, the Joint Chiropractic can help ease your pain and keep you on the active list. Visit any of our 40-plus Houston area locations or thejoint.com today to get your first consultation, exam, and adjustment for just $29. The Joint Chiropractic, the official chiropractor of Rice University Athletics.
Come experience the Scott Pera Show live at Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage every Monday at 7 o'clock at the new Greenway location. Enjoy made-from-scratch recipes, giant margaritas, and weekend brunch featuring penny mimosas. Come by for happy hour Monday through Friday. And be sure to sign up for Valencia's Rewards. Earn $5 for every $50 spent. Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage, from the original family behind Cyclone Anias, and home of the Scott Pera Show.
A college basketball podcast for fans, by fans. Hey, this is Stephen Hartzell, host of College Sports Now. Join us throughout the season when we talk hoops with some of the biggest names in the game. Coaches, writers, players. We'll go coast to coast. We'll give you some of the best college basketball content as only we can on CSN. Follow along on Twitter at CS Now Tweets. And don't forget, you can subscribe to College Sports Now wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back to the Scott Pera Show. Here again, the voice of the Owls, J.P. Heath.
There you go. Another comment from Mama. She loved the show. So one of us is doing something right there. All right. Probably you. You're doing a few things yourself.
All right, thanks.
Welcome back to the Scott Pera Show live here at Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage. We had that UTSA game last Monday. That's why we weren't here. But we are here every Monday the rest of the season, 7 until 8 here. Got Omar, Alex, Danny helping us out here. Bob, always. Bob's here. Joined now by a talented freshman for our Rice Owls. Number 2, it is Makai Mason. Good evening. How are you?
Good. How about yourself?
Can I complain one bit? You've been fun to watch this season. How has, kind of like you heard Quincy talk about, well, when I was a freshman, like he's an old man or something. How is this freshman year compared to your expectations coming in? Because you're a much ballyhooed commit, obviously, and McDonald's All-American nominee. We know all that stuff. I want to hear from you, like, what you thought being in the fire this freshman year, what it's been thought, because you've had a lot of successes.
It's just been exciting for the most part, just playing on the college floor for the first time. It's a big change and adjustment, but just really just playing, like, it's been exciting. I'm just happy I was able to play.
So let me ask you this, leading from that answer. If you had a very good friend, which I'm sure you do, who's a senior in high school right now, and they're being recruited to go play, mid-major, whatever, high-level college basketball, what advice would Makai Mason give that friend about the transition?
First, I'll tell them to get in shape because the court is a little bit longer. But no, I'll just tell them just be ready to play defense, always play hard, and just learn how to take coaching well. Because I know the coaches are going to get on, they're going to scream, yell, all that. But just learning how to take coaching and just taking it to heart and then just improve and just get better.
How about preparation, attention to details?
Oh, yeah. Mainly details. Like, the details matter. One thing in high school that I wish I would have learned is the details matter. Like, little stuff, be in the right position, just closing out with hands up, just tiny things that you can learn early that I wish I would have knew.
That can save a game, right?
Yeah.
It's amazing how many of those little things add up over the course of the game.
Yeah.
And the guys that have the discipline and toughness and ability to master those details are the ones that become really good players. And he's certainly, on that path.
Coming from Compass Prep, very prestigious program. Talk about your path to Rice coming here, because I heard a lot about you coming in when you committed and signed last year, but just what intrigued you about Rice and the staff, and then kind of your path coming out here from Big Gilbert, Arizona.
Just the family feeling that I got from Rice, talking to the coaches. I was recruited by DG and Derek. But it just felt like a family. Like, they really cared about me. They really cared about my progression as a player, and they really saw a future for me. So I'm glad that they offered me and stuff. But yeah, I didn't really play much my junior year, but my senior year I did, and then I was just excited to commit early, so I did, and then I'm happy I made a decision. No regrets at all.
You're talking about Derek Glasser, former assistant coach, now out west. So for those that don't know, if I remember right, this is going way back when he told me you were a ball boy when Derek played at Arizona State. Coach was coaching there. So discuss that then and now, how small world it all ends up here.
Yeah, that's a great part of the story. I mean, it's really cool.
So it's just like a full circle. Like, I was there cleaning the floors, but yeah, it's crazy.
I remember little Makai in the hallway after the game because his father and Deidre Taylor, one of our assistants now, the head coach at Cal State Fulton, are very good friends, and then very good friends back then as well. And I remember him 4 years older than he was in the hallways after the game, and it's just it's really cool, obviously, to be coaching him, having him here with me, and watching him develop.
So you were 4, 5, 6. Like, how old were you when you were doing this?
Not sure, probably like
7.
Yeah,
He was little. He was little.
Yeah.
So James has been in the NBA 14 years. Yeah, you were little.
Yeah.
5 years old.
Yeah, about 5. Yeah, 5, 6. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah,
small world how it comes about. You started every game. You had the same starting lineup each game. What do you make? I asked you about the team earlier, but your personal play and how you. I remember the second half we talked last time on there. Second half of the UTEP game. Your season high. You had a really good rebounding game, 11, scoring 25. You do a lot of different things. So, what's the season been like for you personally?
Me personally, just learning the college game, just learning how to be more physical, just talk and communicate with the guys, because I know that's a big point of emphasis is just communicating, but just learning the game. And I'm glad I have Max, Quincy Traps, all just coach me up and just teach me what they see. And I learned a lot from them. I learned a lot.
And that's the whole point of, where we're at with this program, right? Because someday he's going to be a junior and a senior who have played, 60, 90 college basketball games, and he'll be delivering that message to the young guys that are coming in then. And that's, that's what it's all about. You want the players to run the program as much as you possibly can. And that's what we have with this group right now. And that's why I joked about Quincy in the huddle and what Makai's, talking about now with those 3 guys leading. And next year, with all we have coming back, and then the following year when he's a junior, then the baton is of leadership is handed to him, and he'll know what we expect, how we do things, and what we tolerate, what we don't.
So I've gotten to know your dad, Victor, a little bit. And I was refreshing on the bio. You're one of 6 kids.
Yeah,
5, 6. But your sister Victoria plays at Hampton.
Yeah, Hampton. Yeah.
So a balling family.
Yeah, yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Yeah, what's that like growing up? I'm sure you got a lot of your competitive streak. We talked about your tie there with the Sun Devils, but just growing up, just always a ball in the hand, other sports, or what?
I mean, I played a little bit of football, but it's mainly been basketball. Just me and my sister, I would always play up. Like, she would always play with boys, so I would always play with her, Always played, she always just, bully me a little bit, but to this day, no, she still can't beat me, so.
I wonder if she's listening.
Yeah, she probably is.
So, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So, up to this point, 19 games in, freshman year, what's been the highlight for you of the season?
The highlight? Ooh. Probably beating UTEP the first game. I like that one a lot because just the rivalry we have with them, just seeing the guys so excited. That was probably like a big highlight because I really wanted that. That one was fun.
That was a lot of fun. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Hey, Makai, thanks a lot. I know we'll be doing many of these. Great getting to know you so far, and keep going the rest of the way, okay?
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate it. The one and the only Makai Mason of All Rice House. Stay tuned. Coming up next, assistant coach Greg Howell comes up to the high table here. Back at Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage, more of the Scott Pera Show live from Learfield.
Howdy Homemade Ice Cream is here. Howdy is an ice cream shop in Katy, Texas that makes ice cream in-house and has a unique mission to employ individuals that are differently abled. Stop by and enjoy some ice cream. With every scoop you buy, you help support employment for special needs. Coming to Rice Athletics venues in the fall.
Come experience the Scott Pera Show live at Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage every Monday at 7 o'clock at the new Greenway location. Enjoy made-from-scratch recipes, night margaritas, and weekend brunch featuring penny mimosas. Come by for happy hour Monday through Friday. And be sure to sign up for Valencia's Rewards. Earn $5 for every $50 spent. Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage, from the original family behind Cyclone and Aya's, and home of the Scott Pera Show.
Hey, it's JP here to tell you that, yes, there's more Rice Owls content out there for you to consume. Subscribe and download the official podcast of Rice Athletics, Rice Owls Insider. Rice Owls Insider provides a unique new look at a variety of head coaches, players, and other integral voices inside the Rice Athletics department. Plus, you can find archived coaches shows as well. For the best in Rice Owls content, subscribe to Rice Owls Insider, the official podcast of Rice Athletics. Available on Apple, Stitcher, and Spotify.
Another season of women's and men's college sports is underway. Follow your alma mater or favorite team in their pursuit of the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2023 to the winning institutions in all competitive divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Live from Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage, this is the Scott Pera Show.
Back at the Scott Pera Show at Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage. The Owls taking on UAB on Saturday, but coming up Thursday night, the Rice Owls and the Charlotte 49ers, both of those ESPN Plus telecast, and I'll, of course, have the audio side of things. You know where to find that. Joined now by assistant coach Greg Howe. Coach, hitting cleanup. What do you think?
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Hanging in there.
Good.
Got me batting last, so just trying to stay consistent.
So you got a little man here.
I do. Brax is with me.
Okay. How old?
6.
Okay.
So 7, March 12th.
So still young enough. He's got a ball in his hand.
I'm not far from an offer, JP.
Okay.
But not far. Maybe another year. Maybe I'll wait till he's 7.5, maybe.
Yeah, we gotta wait. We gotta get clearance first. I think
Make sure he's getting A's in kindergarten. He's got to be getting A's in kindergarten.
T says we're good.
Okay. I want to see that transcript, kindergarten transcript, and give it to T.
Okay. Before this guy asks his questions, Coach Pera, there's one question I wanted to ask you all day, or yes, I guess yesterday, Coach Texas, that you're coming on. Tell us the difference in the similarities when you played for Coach. For those that don't know the background, you, James Harden, Derek Glasser, who coached here, had an epic team and all that good stuff. But what's the difference now, and what's the same now for Coach Pera?
The players need to listen to this, and he's going to say this.
I've been wanting to ask that question all day.
I say the difference is he was a lot harder on us. No, but really, difference. He just got a little bit older, but he still was the same fire, the same passion. Brings it every day. I tell these guys in practice, you got to bring your energy up. Some days they think they're playing bad. They're not playing bad. The energy is just too low. So I would say that for me has remained the same. His passion, his love for the players, his love for the game. Biggest difference, he's got a lot easier. Not in a bad way, but in a good way. Just learning the guys, learning what this day and age player needs. That that one-on-one. Some days he has to reel it back and get just one-on-one and kind of break it through a different way, because sometimes his passion is unmatched. So that coach, what's going on? Like, I don't know. He's just got to elevate your energy and your passion with coach.
See, and the funny part of that is nobody loves it more when I go old school Coach P than him.
I had to take it.
He enjoys it when I get riled up a little bit with the guys. But look, it's different stages, right? Different stages of life, different stages of coaching, different groups, and even at Rice over 6 years, different groups now. Like Travis, Quincy, and Max. I mean, I have 3 maybe additional assistants, right, in those 3 guys. There's nothing really going to surprise them that we do, how we do things, what we expect. And so that makes it easier to not be as, expend as much energy or be involved in every bounce and every pass and everything. And the other thing is, look, Russ is great with me, on the offense and what we do, but I have Greg and Van who are just outstanding guys, not only as mentors for the kids, but as coaches and providing that energy that, I can't always do. But I want them to do it because I want them to coach. I didn't hire him to just sit in the office and watch film. I want him to coach and Van to coach. I want him to grow. And he's really done that over the years, and it makes me really proud.
Not trying to give away any secrets here, but at the end of the UTSA game, Coach told me something, and good that I can't remember what exactly it was now, but you told him something and Van told him something, hey, and Coach was like, well, you know what? We got to do that. And that eventually led to, so explain that from your position, how that works. We know how the coaching side works, but just how you've grown into that and where you came from and what you're doing now.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I've grown a lot. I've grown a lot over these past 2 seasons, just kind of realizing the flow of the game, kind of understanding what the team needs, kind of adjusting to what teams are doing a little bit faster. And I think I just take pride in it. I take pride in trying to go out and get a win every night. I think that helps me focus on the adjustment because we want to win so bad that we know something needs to be done, and it wasn't time to wait. And, we had spoke on it right before tip-off of UTSA, and I put it
on in the locker room. We did. That's true.
I put it on in front of Van's mind, and I think I yelled at Van once. It was time, and we all came together and just, made that switch to get it done. But I think the biggest thing with myself this year, even last year, is just continue to trust Van, but also not be afraid to kind of push him in that direction with me as well. Sometimes I can be like, Coach, have a lot of energy, not afraid to do a lot of things. So I had to kind of challenge that with, Van's personality, my personality, and what's best for the team. And I think that we're just continuing to grow and just continue to get the best out of our guys.
And sometimes it's interesting because we had Derek on the staff too with him. And when guys play for you, as long as, he played for me, sometimes it's a different dynamic, right? And other coaches, tend to think, they have more of a leash, or, he's, they can get away with more. But with Van and Russ and Greg, it's such a great mix of they don't feel that. They feed off each other. They have great respect for each other's opinions, whether they end up being right or wrong, because all my opinions aren't right. I know that. And that's why I lean on these guys so heavily. And now the better they get at it, the defensive stuff, the more I lean on them, right? It's one less thing I have to spend a lot of my brain space on, and it frees me up to do other things, which is so helpful. And that's my trust level with those guys, and that's what it's all about, And coaching with him is awesome. I mean, like I said, I think I noticed he's 13 years old. What a great thing to do this with him.
Did you know when you were playing college that you probably want to coach? You had some time with the Rockets too, and that obviously is a big segue when you're up with the big boys. But what kind of gave you that extra boost where, okay, I'm going to do this, and we're doing this?
I want to say extra boost, but I will say the first person that ever told me I would be a coach and could coach, and this was before I ever thought about it, before I started thinking about career paths. I think I was a junior, maybe a senior summer of my high school. It was Coach Pera. He looked at me and said, you'll be a hell of a – he said hell of a assistant, but he said, you'll be a hell of a coach one day. I was just in tune with the details. And he's just kind of allowed me to be me. I think that's the biggest thing. I've been at some different places, kind of entrepreneurial style, where I get to, formulate my own practices. But a lot of it came from, his background, him pushing me in high school to now, what I spilled out to the kids that I was coaching and that, the gyms that I was in. So I think it came full circle. I think I'm still getting better. I just try to come in and learn as much as I can every day. While still being aggressive enough to trust, what I do know and what I have worked on. So it's been great.
Yeah, I'll never forget, when I was thinking about wanting to bring him on, how to handle it with James, because he was running James's program. And, look, I obviously had a great relationship with James. The last thing I wanted was steal his guy who's running his organization, right? And so I thought, this is like, I'm calling James for approval, and it took 10 seconds. He was like, it's the right time. It's exactly what he wants to be doing. So once again, it was just so smooth and easy, and I couldn't wait to call him out for him the job. And so, it's really cool to have all that. He's got all that support with all those guys. Now invested he is in this, following him is just like we follow the Sixers every day, every game, and the Pelicans with Trey. So
Sixers out of the East, Pelicans in the West. What do you think? That'd be a dream.
Wow. It'd be a dream. That would be a dream. Coach would have no choice but to let us off that day. So I hope we get that.
Yeah, we're going to play with Philly, I think.
Hey, Greg, thanks. Appreciate you, everything.
I appreciate you.
Thank you very much. Greg Powell, all Rice Owls on that staff. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we'll wrap it up. We'll preview Charlotte and UAB coming up next. Back at Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage. More of the Scott Pera Show live from Learfield.
The lights, the sounds, the cameras, the electricity. If you can feel it, hear it, see it, chances are an IBEW electrician built it. The members of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 716 built the things that make Rice University and Houston great. When your next construction project needs to be on time and on budget, it's time to hire IBEW electricians. Learn more at IBEW716.net.
Howdy Homemade Ice Cream is here. Howdy is an ice cream shop in Katy, Texas that makes ice cream in-house and has a unique mission to employ individuals that are differently abled. Stop by and enjoy some ice cream. With every scoop you buy, you help support employment for special needs. Coming to Rice Athletics venues in the fall.
Been listening to the Scott Pera Show. Now let's rejoin JP Heath.
We are back here at the high table with Coach Pera previewing the Charlotte 49ers and the UAB Blazers. I'll start with the latter first because we're going to focus on Charlotte. But UAB, that's Saturday at 2, Jelly Walker, talented scorer for them. Head coach Andy Kennedy, always a talented team. On Thursday, Coach, against those 49ers, 49ers have bought in Teron Sanchez's defense, 61 points per game allowed, and they're 4-5 in conference. But mistake you not, no. I looked it up. Their 4 losses out of the last 7 games have been by a total of 12 points. So this is he's done a great job building that Charlotte team.
Yes, and the team was aware of that today when I talked to them. They are when I watch them, I think of a connected group also. They have the discipline to run his system on both ends of the floor. They stay with it the whole time. They have talented scorers, and Bryce Williams is one of the best scorers in our league. Their big man is the most comparable thing to Max. He can leap, right? Yeah, he can really pass. Yeah. He'll also step out and shoot a 3. Their guards are tough, on the ball defenders and good players. And they're very good. And Ron's done a great job. I've known Ron for 20 years or 20 years back to our TG days when he was at Washington State with Tony. So that's right. Well, I have a great friendship with him, tremendous respect for what he's done, and we look forward to playing Thursday.
All right, Coach, you're off the rest of the night.
That's it. Thanks, you. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. You got Pera, all Rice Owls, head coaches Owls and Coach Howell, and of course Mackay, Quincy, and company coming up on Thursday. That is the Coaches versus Cancer game. They host Charlotte at 7. And Rice 14-5 on the year, 5-3 in league play. And then on Saturday, always a great game against UAB, home or away. That one's Saturday at 2, wide-out game. Remember, to everything we thanks to all of you for coming out here tonight. Thanks to Michael with Learfield. Thanks to Walter. Thanks to Ashley back in the studio. Thanks to Omar serving. Sorry, Omar, no shout-outs tonight until now. Appreciate you. Thanks to Alex and everybody else, too. Come on out Thursday night, Rice and Charlotte, and then Saturday against UAB, and then next Monday right here at Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage. For the Scott Pera Show, this has been the Scott Pera Show from Learfield.
The Rice Sports Network from Learfield. You've been listening to the Scott Pera Show, live at Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage. Tonight's show was brought to you by IBEW Local Union 716, where passion plus skill locks arms with value. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation of the Rice Sports Network.